Hello, welcome back. Welcome to part 3 of our flavonoid masterclass. In this one, we're talking about anthocyanins. You can see this picture is rich in anthocyanins. In the last lesson, we explored 5 of the most important and most plentiful flavonoids in the human diet, the ones that are responsible for the yellow and orange colors of fruits and vegetables. In this lesson, we're going to look at the anthocyanins, the flavonoids that are responsible for the blue, the purple, and the red colors of fruits and vegetables. Let's look at some of the characteristics of anthocyanins so that you can identify them. They're water soluble, so that means that their color will move into the cooking water. They change color based on pH, so they're often red with acid, purple with a neutral pH, and blue with an alkaline pH. In fact, it's so trustworthy that litmus papers, which test pH, are based on anthocyanins. The average consumption of anthocyanins in the human diet is much higher than flavonoids. Flavonoid consumption based on absorption of flavonoids is about 25 milligrams a day. The average consumption of anthocyanins is 180 to 215 milligrams per day, and that was found in Miguel from a paper done in 2011. And then anthocyanins break down with heat, whereas remember when we looked at flavonoids, they were heat stable. So where are anthocyanins found? Well, they're found in orange fruits and vegetables, surprisingly, especially the ones, because this is your red element. They're also found in red, purple, and blue fruits and vegetables. They're found in berries, and they're found in flowers. They do not occur in beets, which are purple, amaranth, spinach, Swiss chard, or rock plants, which are from the Amaranthaceae family. They get their colors from something called betalains, which are not flavonoids. This is significant because you might find on the internet some people write that beets are rich in anthocyanins, but that's not true because anthocyanins and betalains do not ever occur in the same plant. So if something has betalains, they do not also have anthocyanins. So anthocyanins are flavonoids. You can see by this 3-ring structure that we've been seeing over and over again. And they have a glucose. They're bound with some glucose. The body has to break down that glucose in order to release the anthocyanins into the bloodstream. They have their 3 hydrocarbon rings. They're linked together. And what kind of anthocyanin they are depends on how they're linked. And the structure in anthocyanins is actually affected by pH. So when you add acid to an anthocyanin or you add an alkaline like baking soda, it actually changes this molecular structure, and that's what changes the color. Isn't that interesting? Betalains are not flavonoids. So here is the structure of one kind of betaline molecule, and as you can see, they don't have those 3 carbon rings. There's 2 carbon rings, and the structure is affected by the pH, just like in anthocyanins. The key significant difference is that the betaline has a molecule of nitrogen, an atom of nitrogen, I should say. But the betalains have similar pro-health benefits. They are antioxidant, they are detoxifying, they actually chelate metals, so they will take things like lead and copper and heavy metals like mercury out of the body. And they're anti-tumor and they're pro-health. So betalains, even though they're not flavonoids, they have some of the same health benefits. Let's look deeper at anthocyanins. Anthocyanins are antioxidant. They're anti-cancer and they're anti-tumor. They're anti-inflammatory. Now here's one key thing. They enhance night vision. Blueberries are very high in anthocyanins, and you know that eating blueberries can help your vision. And in fact, during World War II, they gave pilots bilberries, which are from the blueberry family, in order to, specifically to enhance their night vision, so when they flew at night, they could see the target better. Another thing about anthocyanins is that they protect eyes from blue light damage. Your computer screen that you're looking at right now or your cell phone screen is actually putting blue light into your eyes. And by eating a diet that's very high in anthocyanins, you can protect your eyes from that blue light damage. There's also eyeglasses that you can get that have a film on them that protects the eyes. Now, scientists have found that blue light damage from things like computer screens and cell phone screens actually break down the eyes, and they can cause immediately that tired, fatigued feeling, watery eyes, burning eyes. But they also actually cause damage to the cell structure in the eyes, the retina, and the macula. By eating a diet that's high in anthocyanins, you can protect your eyes from that damage. The anthocyanins go to the eyes and actually put up a protective barrier so that your eyes are not damaged by blue light. They're cardioprotective. Anthocyanins are also neuroprotective. They improve memory and they improve brain health. Some of the experiments they've done have shown that a diet high in anthocyanins can mitigate the problems with the brain aging and act as an antioxidant to the brain. And it improves circulation. It helps your blood vessels be stronger and more elastic. Anthocyanins also help athletes with exercise recovery, and they improve athletic stamina. So if you have listened to this and you've said, yeah, I need that, well, here's a few places you can get it. Drinking pomegranate juice actually is a great source of anthocyanins, and juice is actually easier for the body to absorb. So blueberry juice, tart cherry juice. Avoid the sugared cherry juice, the sugared blueberry juice. Try to go for the 100% organic with no added sugar kind of juice. And then bilberry tincture. You can make that yourself by getting dried bilberries and just putting them in a jar with alcohol. Make your own. And again, just like the flavonoids, if you can grow these yourself in your own yard, they're going to have everything that you need because they're going to already be challenged by the funguses and the viruses and all of that, because the plant creates the anthocyanins based on the challenges that are in its own environment. And if you live in the same environment as that plant has what you need to thrive. So keep that in mind. That's the basis of my personal view, herbal medicine and natural health. The plants you have growing around you have what you need to thrive. And so if you can grow them yourself, amazing. They're going to have way more health benefits than something grown in California in a completely different environment than you live in, produced in a factory and sent to your house via the grocery store. So if you can grow it yourself and you can make your own herbal medicine, you are 100 times ahead of buying something off the shelf at the health food store. And if you can't grow your own, because you don't have a garden, you don't have enough land, or you don't, then if you can find it at your local farmer's market and you can preserve it yourself, all the better. Choose that before you choose buying something from a place like Mountain Rose Herbs, which is a good place to buy. I use Mountain Rose Herbs too. I have never had a problem with them, but what you grow yourself or you get at your local farmer's market from a local farmer grown organically is going to be 100 times better for your health, because it's going to have these flavonoids in it that are based on what the challenges are in your environment. You should, if possible, avoid powdered supplements. The actual anthocyanins in the package are often found to be overstated. They can actually have a lot less. Anthocyanins are damaged by heat. The equipment used to powder the supplements produces heat as it's doing the grinding. So getting your own, drying it yourself, great. If you can't dry it yourself, get the whole herb and powder it yourself if you need that kind of supplement, rather than buying from, already powdered supplements. What they found when they've tested it is that 30% of the supplements on the market actually do not contain the ingredients listed on the label. So that's something to keep in mind. There is no oversight in the supplement industry. So you're never really sure if what you're getting that's listed on the label, if you're actually going to get what's listed on the label. Now, anthocyanins have a special place in traditional Chinese medicine and also in Ayurvedic medicine. In traditional Chinese medicine, dark-colored plant foods that are blue or purple were said to help break through patterns of stagnation, to keep things moving through the body. Black foods were thought to be warming and therefore best for the winter food. And dark-colored foods that correspond with the element of water were linked to cooling and saltiness, and they were said to support the organs, including the stomach, the spleen, the kidneys, by improving the ability to store energy, to balance fluid metabolism, and to dispel toxins. Now, you can see from this that there's a lot of truth, because we found that anthocyanins bound with heavy metals and help move them out of the body. That's a kind of dispelling toxin. Anthocyanins, the red anthocyanins, on the other hand, were associated with warmth and fire, with summer, with happiness, and also with a little bit of bitterness in traditional Chinese medicine. Red foods are believed to support the organs, including the heart and small intestine. And you have the doctrine of signatures there, where red foods are associated with the blood. So they help nourish the blood, they improve circulation, they reduce symptoms in people with anemia because they build the blood. And also with heart palpitations, with cold limbs, which is circulation, pale face, and lack of strength or energy. So anything that has to do with a lack of circulation or poor circulation, people would be prescribed to have red foods and foods that are high in anthocyanins, because of that doctrine of signatures, where red is believed to be associated with the blood. In Ayurvedic medicine, all types of berries were especially valued. And of course, we've already learned that berries are associated with anthocyanins. They're viewed as being capable of reducing internal heat, cooling the body, soothing swelling, any kind of inflammation in the tissue, because it was thought that they helped to cool the blood. Oranges, grapes, and cherries, on the other hand, warm the blood in Ayurvedic medicine. And red foods were thought to energize the body and to help fight fatigue, which we've seen that anthocyanins do that. Athletes who eat a lot of anthocyanins, rich berries, and a diet rich in anthocyanins have greater stamina and have quicker recovery. Blue and black foods in Ayurvedic medicine are considered calming and a way to reduce anxiety. So in this lesson, we looked at the anthocyanin class of flavonoids, keeping in mind that there isn't like one, like an anthocyanin is not like quercetin, which is one kind of flavonoid. An anthocyanin is a group of flavonoids under a particular class. We also talked about where you could find them and what their benefits are. In the final lesson, coming up, we will explore carotenoids, which are not flavonoids. They're a non-polyphenol class of plant pigment and antioxidant. And you'll see that a lot of the carotenoids have similar properties to the flavonoids, but there are ways that they're distinctly different. And they're very important to human health, especially we'll find the health of the eyes. So I'll see you in the next lesson.